In today's video, I'm going to break down for you how I had a $13,000 month while traveling. So how I was able to have a really big income month and also spend half that month traveling abroad, exploring, all of those things, and actually have the time for that while also having a really big month. So as I said, I spent January traveling. I was away for half the month. I was on a flight several times through that month as well. And I still had a $13,000 cash income month. And it is a true belief of mine that in business, you get to actually create a lot of freedom, a lot of joy, a lot of the, space to actually be able to do all of those things. And also at the same time can have really big cash months and have all of that growth as well. And I really think that one does not need to pause when the other one actually takes off. So you don't ever need to choose between these two things. And I'm going to walk you through how I actually really did that practically, and also just the beliefs behind that really led to this really big month. So as I said, I do both, and I believe in doing both really well. I don't believe in having to half any of those things or having to choose between any of those one things. And I think the really big thing that comes in here and allows this to actually practically happen is that I have really strict boundaries when it comes to my work and strict boundaries when I'm actually coming to traveling, fun, all of those things as well. So for me, this really does look like when I'm on, I am on. When I am focused, when it is my working time, I'm not trying to do that and have fun at the same time. I'm fully focused on work. I'm fully focused on getting the things done, doing the client calls, working with all my clients, creating the content, whatever that thing is for that day. And I'm also equally strict when it comes to boundaries on fun and exploring time. So when I'm off as well. I'm really just 100% in for each of those times for both of those different events in my life. And I think that is what leads to being able to have both of those things, because it means that you don't ever need to choose between those two things. You can prioritize both of them. But when you actually look at the really micro hour by hour level, there are hours where I'm prioritizing work over fun. There are also hours where I'm prioritizing fun over work. My calendar is specifically blocked off to have work time and then the fun time as well. And I'm able to do both these things because I'm 100% in on both of these times. I'm not trying to be in one place while I'm in another. I'm not, distracted thinking about work and trying to get through extra things on my to-do list or going through client messages when I'm actually having fun time, exploring, traveling, etc. I'm really strict on these two separate times and creating that separation, and that's why it works so well. And I think a really important note here is that in business, just in general, it is actually those, masculine structures which actually allow you to have the more feminine simplicity and flow and allow things to actually feel easy and allow you to actually have a lot of that freedom. It comes from setting those structures in place. So for me with this, for example, that big month came about because I was still fully focused on work. I wasn't disregarding this at all. But I was still able to travel because I was always focused on one or the other. I was always, setting that structure in place and following that at all times. And I was really strict with that. And by being strict with that, that allowed me to have a lot of flow and a lot of freedom and allowed things to actually feel really easy as well at the same time. So it's really because I am so strict with these structures and with these work boundaries that actually give me the freedom and the flexibility and actually allow you to have the best of both worlds with these things. And it means that you can, stay in the really vibey Airbnbs, do all of the traveling, see all of the places. But actually the real just secret to having just that freedom, having that ease, having that flow essentially in your business, and also at the same time, having consistent high cash income months actually does just start with the structure you're setting in place and with the strategy you're setting in place. And it really does just start there. That is the starting block for all of this. So again, that really is how I created that month. That's how I had this really big month while also traveling at the same time, because I set the structures, I set the, calendar, what this was actually going to look like, how I was going to be able to still prioritize the business in the way that I did. And that's what allowed it to work so simply and allowed this to actually happen and be a reality. So that is the story, how I had a $13,000 cash month while traveling at the same time. If you found this helpful, make sure you give this video a like and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the daily videos, and I will see you in the next one tomorrow.